What's up? It's Zach Brown, and today we're going to be taking another look at the article from Saturday, I want to say. It is this pilot evaluation of a therapeutically applied tabletop role playing game group therapy among veterans, which is a handful. But we're just going to continue on taking a look at this article. I have something new with me today, which is this program. We'll see if I can make something into more of a structured video using this program. It's going to be the first time I'm using it, so it's all going to work, right? It's all going to work. So I don't know anything about anything, but I know it's got stuff, and we're going to be using that stuff to organize my thoughts and then put it into a video later on. We'll see things we need to prioritize. One thing I also didn't do, so I'll have to change my scenes manually. I didn't add hotkeys for that, so we're just gonna have to do this for now. It looks a little off. I don't like how it's still a bit in the background. Maybe we can just increase its size very slightly. Yeah, that works. Okay. Let's take a look. I know one of the things I wanted to prioritize here is types of mental disorders. I kind of want this to be. Oh, what's that? Maybe I should use a different thing for this. Come on, slide frame. Maybe I want to do this. It's going to be more of a note-taking session, if that makes sense. So I'm probably not going to be talking as much. Can I change the font? Or is this title locked in how it is? Let's see if I can change anything here. Custom race. Maybe not the font on top, but can I type inside the box? Oh, this is just a frame, okay. And then maybe I could put text inside the frame, okay. PTSD. Can I make a bullet list? PTSD, C, PTSD, which is incorrect in the thumbnail. I'm not going to change it. It's not that I don't care, it's just every time I press enter, it resets my bold selection. That's kind of annoying. HD. I'm just going to write cluster B personality disorders. And then I think this should include things like narcissism, personality disorder, bipolar, histrionic, borderline. So that whole hodgepodge of stuff. Oh, don't do this to me. Just let me. Oh, I see what's happening there. Okay. What else? Is OCD cluster B? I don't know. Let's type OCD, OCS, OCD, relationship issues, social anxiety, autism. And I guess what we can do after this is every time I see a reference to one of these, I can start poking and see where where the studies are referencing them and what would benefit these things specifically. And then what I would do after that is finding ways to target um, these specific things. So let us see. Autism spectrum. Okay. Social anxiety, relationship issues, obsessive. Let's write it out. Obsessive. Make the frame bigger. Really wish I can change this title text. This is very much annoying me. This is like, dude, I can't. It's bothering me so much. Okay. Mental personality disorders and categories. Yeah, I mean, if there's something I forgot, I'll probably see it. And if I don't, then we can just write about it later. But, okay. Just checking this stuff out. Yeah, okay, let's go. Cycles of group development. Cycle 1. Originally designed as an in-person group with 7 members. Moving, come over here, make another frame. Formatting. No, itinerary for study or methodology, maybe. And then we can go like initial survey. I think this is also going to be bullet point, so I want this to be kind of more left. Okay, there we go. Initial survey into. Okay, initial survey. We don't want that into selection, maybe like a confirmation, scheduling confirmation. Can I just by default have it be bold? It's very annoying to keep doing this. Convert to document formatting. No, I don't want a document. Initial survey selection, scheduling, confirmation, session 0/initial. Okay, survey, initial consultation. Can I link this to this text to something inside of a document? So can I make another frame that says like maybe it says I can select it. What is this? Why does stuff keep popping up? Okay. Initial consultation. Can we do this? Copy and sync. I don't know what that is. Yes, dude, yes. Oh, that's so sick. Initial consultation. And then here we can do this. Communicate with candidate and medical support in order to create action. And then action plan is support plan. Maybe we call it support plan. Support plan. Treatment. I don't want to call it treatment. Support treatment. I like support. I don't like treatment. We can talk about it later. And then after that is communicate with candidate and the medical team support. And then the support plan is obviously have to have some sort of template. Can I put in dummy links? Okay, nice. That's even, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna need that. So initial consult. Okay. I wonder if I should be making all these frames, but I'm just gonna use the program. I don't really care. Support. Well, maybe the support plan will be can I actually convert this thing into a document? How do I do that? Can I convert this into a document? A support plan. See, I don't really care much for this. I'd like to create a support plan based on input from candidates and their medical team in order to create an actionable objectives to target during therapeutically This is a good rough. This is a good rough, but yeah. No, it's. I mean, it has stuff that's in there, but it's a good placeholder. Yeah. So let's go ahead and link. So I didn't realize I could put the documents inside of Miro. That's pretty cool. Can I link this into? Okay. I like it. Initial survey. This will clearly have. I'm getting too in the weeds here. Initial survey. So another. What is prototype? What is this? Oh, that's interesting. I don't need that, but that is interesting. Let's see. We want some flows. It's looking like it's going to be another dock. Initial survey for can be considered consult for therapeutic. What is this? Did it change my dock? Do I only have one dock? Hello? What happened? I don't know how to bring that thing back up. Oh, this is markup on it? That's kind of cool. Oh, man, that's nice. All right. Let's do doc. I need initial survey for veterans with reintegration and overall mental health to be considered for therapeutically applied TTRPGs. Schedule availability there to be seen for already being seen for. And this is going to be probably the final. Yeah, we're going to shorten this. I mean, it's a fine starter product too. I mean, it's whatever. And then we're gonna copy this link. Oh, we could copy the focus mode. Copy the focus mode link. Sorry. Even better. Oh, did I lose? I don't know what I lost. I don't know what happened. Oh, okay, we're back. Focus I must say, for first time using this program, Bureau is a great tool. It is a great tool because I am just. Can we? Oh no, we don't want that. We do want this. Okay, let's see if I can. Okay, so in order to go straight to focus mode from somewhere else on the page, it's going to have a little bit of a loading time. That's fine. I mean, this is very powerful to have two documents inside of this program as well. So, I mean, that's, to me, that's already pretty insane. Okay. And then maybe we can start developing subcategories for this. Maybe. Can we? Is there like a, what is embed? Oh, you can embed it onto a web page. Oh man, this might be the greatest program since Excel. This is nice. All right, let's get back to the document here. Cycle 1. Originally designed as an in-person group with 7 members, Cycle 1 shifted online after 2 sessions due to COVID-19. 5 participants elected to continue via telehealth. The 12-session schedule proceeded smoothly despite occasional audio issues. The cycle introduced selecting a weekly player of the game, something I didn't agree with originally. Challenges arose when one of the members' impulsive in-game actions led to conflict with others. Conflict management strategies informed by Yellow and Lessage were employed. Check that out. Focusing on identifying and reflecting on the effective experience in the present moment and encouraging perspective taking, feedback, and alignment with therapeutic goals. Interesting. Despite processing the conflict, the member discontinued, stating they had gained design benefits and awareness of their impact on others. I wonder how that went. Remaining members discussed impact on group dynamics. In response to members' clinical needs, the group was extended 14 sessions, limited by the first author's schedule. 4 members completed the group, and their feedback informed future developments. Cycle 2 began in September 2020 during the first author's postdoctoral year, replicating Cycle 1 with enhancements for engagement. The group size reduced to 6. Reduced to 6? I think you want 4 or 5. I can't imagine what they were doing with 8 plus players? 7 players? How many players did it have? 5? Continue. Shifted 7, started with 7, reduced to 6. Oh, this began before COVID, and then COVID happened. That must have been a journey, man. That must have been very, very jarring at the time. So Cycle 2. Cycle 2 began in September 2020 during the first author's postdoctoral year, replicating Cycle 1 with enhancements for engagement. The group size was reduced to 6 to accommodate telehealth and improve communication and scheduling. Pre-group procedures, they were probably talking over each other a lot, were updated so that the pre-group interview and character creation occurred in 2 separate sessions. Agree? Yes. Okay. Allowing for more hands-on assistance and better integration of therapy goals. So this is one. Hey, I'll make a lessons learned column. I just need a document. This is probably going to be my focus for this. So we'll see this. In-game storytelling was adjusted based on feedback from Cycle 1 and the group's new preferences. Facilitators continued using post-game player nominations to foster group cohesiveness and instill hope. Unlike the extended 14-session Cycle 1, Cycle 2 returned to 12 sessions based on consultations with TA RPG experts and time constraints in the training year. 3 participants discontinued prematurely. So out of the 6, 3 axed. 2 had an undisclosed romantic relationship. I don't know why that's important. And outside the relational issues resulted in one leaving after session 2 and the other after session 4. One transferred to the next cycle and the other felt the group did not fit their therapy goals. A therapeutic rupture occurred with another member during session 9. How many players did they have at this point? I don't get it. Although conflict management strategies were employed, the member ultimately chose to discontinue. The remaining participants discussed the impact of these departures on group cohesion. Post-group interviews and newly added modified client satisfaction questionnaire indicated that these challenges did influence the overall experience and group dynamics. So let's do post-session brief questionnaire. So I've had these in my paid games, but it's probably something I need to implement anyways, just so everybody can do them, or not so they can do them, but so people feel heard and we can integrate the feedback into the next session. Cycle 3 began in December 2020 with a 12-session telehealth format. In November 2020, a nonprofit organization developed a TA RPG training. Is this Geek Therapeutics? Training method, and the first author started the 3-part training series. Content from the training, including improv-based narrative construction and collaborative world-building techniques, were integrated. Participation criteria was updated to exclude those with documented antisocial tendencies. And guidelines explicitly discourage external relationships among group members during the active group. God damn these psychopaths having sex with everybody. So, participation criteria was updated to exclude those with documented antisocial tendencies. Let's do that. And guidelines explicitly discourage external relationships among group members during the active group. I don't necessarily care about that as much. I really don't. And I'm wondering why they did. I'm trying to figure out. Because you can't control what people are doing when they're away from the sessions. And you can't even control what they're doing when they're in the sessions. But what you can do is create an environment so that you can kind of focus on the things you want to. I don't see how the external relationships really matters that too much. Yes, some players might click up, but I think that's something you'd have to deal with as somebody who's, therapeutically has therapeutic expertise or even just personal expertise, because clicks form basically everywhere. And part of it might accelerate their care if you incentivize those things rather than trying to de-incentivize external relationships. So, 2 members discontinued after session 3. One required a higher level of care and the other faced technology issues that hindered engagement. Feedback was gathered using the same methods. So this kind of stopped after week 3, huh? Cycle 4. Cycle 4 began in March 2021 with a 12-session telehealth format. The first authors continued participating in the TA-RPG training series and group consultations. The cycle introduced opening transition questions to deepen character development. For example, members were asked, you find a satchel 1,000 gold on the ground. What do you do with it and why? 2 members discontinued early. One left after session 4 due to perceived lack of fit. Another left after session 8, falling. You can slowly see my heart dying. I need some good news, yes. Following an in-group conflict involving their use of harmful derogatory language and refusal to acknowledge its impact. Despite efforts to address issue via conflict management strategies, the member chose to leave but provided feedback. Cycle 4 concluded with 4 members and feedback was gathered using the same procedures. We're going to need heavy focus on conflict management strategies. Okay. Data analyses. Rates of referrals and mean scores on the adapted CSQ. Client satisfaction questionnaire were used to assess a group's feasibility when in a VA setting. Treatment completion rate served as a marker for acceptability. Participants were considered successful completers if they attended at least 75% of sessions and discontinued prematurely, if they left before completion or missed more than 25%. Participants' subjective expectations and experiences were examined through semi-structured interviews and conducted before and after the group. Before and after. Oh yeah, I guess you could do like mid-session. How are you feeling? Mid-session check-in. I think I'm like have a mid-session one-on-one check-in. This could be the therapist that does this before returning to the game after a break. Still have a post-session cooldown. Qualitative responses from post-group interviews were analyzed using bottom-up thematic analysis. Following Braun and Clark, 2 raters independently reviewed responses to be standardized with sentence-completed items. I believe this group helps with. The most helpful part of this group is responses were broken down to utterances to identify recurring themes. Raters developed a list of themes, cross-examined utterances, and created a coding manual. They then independently coded the responses as individual responses can contain multiple themes. They were coded accordingly. Table 1. Description of themes on perceived benefits of the role for recovery group. Theme, insight. The individual gained insight into themselves, their behavior, and social patterns, and engaged in meaningful self-reflection. Self-reflection and helped me think about how my patterns and ways of reacting impact other people, and help me become more active and hands-on. Socialization. Opportunities to form social connections, feel a sense of belonging to community, or share with others. Meeting people and forming new relationships. Skill development. Gaining various skills in the areas of coping, strategies, and social skills. I want to kind of rip this table here. Insight, socialization, and skill development. Can I do this? Oh my goodness. This program is truly something amazing. I gotta hand it to these guys. Oh, there's more. Table 2, description of themes on helpful components of the roll for recovery. I don't remember what the roll for recovery is. I'm not gonna lie. Let's take this table as well. This could be moving towards standardization here, because why recreate effort? It's already good. Let's go ahead and read this table. Description of themes on helpful components of the roll for recovery group. Theme, peer interactions. Definition, group members found the interactions with their peers to be therapeutic and instrumental in their growth. This, and by the way, this table is, what they're doing is taking the responses and then coding it to this table. And then they're being like, oh, this one's peer interaction. They're grabbing the responses and be like, oh, this has a piece of peer interactions in here. This has a piece of facilitator interactions in here. They're not, these aren't actual responses. Definition. Group members found the interactions with their peers to be therapeutic and instrumental in their growth. This could be through in-game interaction that promoted reflection or hearing the responses of other group members. Self-reflection helped me think. What? No. Not my webcam. I wonder how long it's been like that. God, I hope that wasn't too long. What do I have to do? No, come on, man. Because then I gotta just like set it up again. Oh, that's so ass. No. What is happening here? I don't get it. What the hell is Google YT Prime Time? Why isn't my student discount? Oh. I'm pretty sure I just put it on for freaking webcam mode. Alright, maybe we'll see. Can I get this going again? No! No, I'm upside down now. What the hell? I was upside down before, was I? Boop! Alright, there we go. What is it? Lower? Higher? Lower? What's happening? What do I have to do? What the? That was an angle? Okay. I guess it was angle. I don't know. Bitch. I don't understand that. Moving it. Alright, that seems to be fine. Hopefully I can probably cut out that whole sequence. Right? All right. Self-reflection. Help me think about my patterns and ways of reacting impact other people. Help me become more actively hands-on. Facilitator interactions. Group members found interactions with facilitators or other facilitators' actions to be helpful. The groups of why is that the representative quote? I feel like it would be more about the group facilitators' actions were helpful in either conflict management or addressing my therapy objectives. Group-specific components. Group members perceive benefit from roll for recovery specific components such as the post-game process, transition questions, etc. The post-group discussion helped solidify in-game mechanics and role play. So it would probably not full D&D that you're playing with this, is what I'm thinking. And then you would have to have some sort of, maybe give everybody like a D20. Remove damage dice. Just hyper simplify the game so you can focus on the objectives rather than having it be as complex as possible. Because if you're playing like full D&D, it's not. People are going to get too trapped in the options and optionality of the game and like what their character is going to do, rather than the narrative they're trying to rearrange or reconfigure. In-game mechanics and role-playing. Group members found engagement with game mechanics and gameplay to be helpful. Group members may have also found role-playing with other character-based play helpful. It felt relaxed during gameplay and took me out of my daily grind routine. Okay. Results. The Roll for Recovery group achieved a 65% completion rate, with completers attending an average of 11 out of 12 sessions. This rate was comparable to other groups at the site. For example, a 10-session ACT group had a 68%. What is ACT? I'm on page 14 right now. Oh, excuse me. Oh, there's no like... Can I quote literal this? The 10-session ACT group had a 68% completion rate with an average attendance 7.6 out of 10. And an 8-session anger management group had a 60% completion rate with 6.4 out of sessions attended. So it's like a delta of around 1 to 2.5. Reasons for premature discontinuation current group included lack of perceived fit or interest, need for more intensive services, and group rupture. Okay. I don't need to know left, but I would like to know the reasons for group rupture. People will leave the game. Lack of perceived fit or interest, need for more intensive services, and group rupture. So if they need more intensive services, what it would seem like is that the group therapy isn't sufficient in order to bring somebody in who has like a very extreme version. But bringing people from mild to, or challenged or mild to a more realistic level, that seems to be the goal rather than like complete rehabilitation. In the cases where they need more intensive services. Of those who completed, 13 participated in post-group interviews. In cycles 2 through 4, 91% responded to the post-group satisfaction questionnaire, reporting an average score of 57.1 out of 63, with all respondents rating themselves as mostly satisfied or better. Group satisfaction increased over time, rising from cycle 2 to cycle 3 and remained steady in cycle 4. Participants identified the post-game processing and a sense of connection with other group members as the most helpful aspects. They reported the group helped most with social skills, personal awareness, and trust. Thematic analyses of 14 responses regarding perceived benefits revealed themes of socialization, skill development, and insight. No differences between cycles were observed. Participants reported that the post-game processing, in-game mechanics/role-playing elements was 43%, and then peer interactions were the most helpful part of the group. These are great. The sample size was too small to determine demographic or other variables influence responses. Discussion. TARPGs offer a novel avenue for psychotherapy to stimulate social flourishing and connection. This discussion described the development, procedures, and evaluations of a pilot TARPG group implemented in a VA setting. Veterans were interested and excited about the group and reported the experience as satisfying and helpful. The completion rate was 65% comparable to other groups. The site completers attended an average of 11 out of 12 sessions, indicated a higher commitment to the group than that seen in the ACT group. The anger management group participants noted growth in social skills, personal awareness, and trust. These findings suggest that TARPGs are a promising and engaging approach to delivering evidence-based group therapy. Veterans showed strong interest and willingness to engage in the Role for Recovery group with 48. These might be things to follow up on. Not lessons learned, but we can make it happen. Can I grab you? Affiliate referrals during recruitment, exceeding the group's capacity and averaging 3.2 referrals per month, even without active recruitment. This suggests notable provider and patient interest, possibly due to novelty in patients' existing interest in gaming. A high referral rate surpassed program expectations, particularly since group therapy interest in the setting has historically been low. The use of games in therapy builds on the long-standing presence of games in the U.S. Armed Forces. Games can serve as a tool to teach skills, foster camaraderie, enhance teamwork, and decision-making. It's a low-risk, high-impact activity that you can use to do those things. It's the best. Not the best, but it's pretty good. Leveraging this interest, the TARPG group to bridge gaming with evidence-based therapy. Maybe, and then POIs. I like this 3 kind of docket approach of follow-ups and then points interest. 83% had previous DnD experience. That's not good. I don't like that at all. Can I make a bulleted list? Okay. Among participants, 83% had previous D&D experience, which likely increased their willingness to participate. The remaining 17% had no prior gaming experience or were interested in fantasy or science fiction, suggesting that such interests may enhance participation and benefits in a TARPG group. The Role for Recovery group had a 65% completion rate, comparable to other groups at the site and other VAs. Completion rates improved over time, likely due to refinements in the group process. After the second cycle, the team clarified objectives, expectations, and exclusion criteria to address previous conflicts. The first author also completed a formal TA RPG training program in which they would reference what this is. I'm pretty sure it's Geek Therapeutics, which is training I would like to attend to as well. Integrating methods like narrative improv, collaborative world building, and open transition questions on the cycles. While satisfaction appeared to increase after these changes, further exploration is needed to understand their impact fully. Very likely that this is Geek Therapeutics. Oops. Okay. Group engagement was high, with members attending an average of 11 out of 12 sessions, higher than other groups at the site. Participants often expressed looking forward to sessions and wanting to support fellow members. TRPGs foster a unique dynamic through dual engagement in therapy and game. Participants influence collaborative narrative outcomes and have agency over their in-game actions, fostering commitment and connection as they rely on one another more than in traditional therapies. This experiential process fosters the practice of interpersonal and interpersonal skills, including perspective taking, and enhances psychological flexibility and empathy. While the group may not suit everyone, those who resonate may experience greater immersion. I wonder if the immersion is very important. Somebody calling me? Hold on.